All right, team, what's up? Happy Thursday, everybody. My name is Dr. Jeff Moore. I am currently serving as the CEO of ICE, and I am thrilled to be here on yet another Leadership Thursday. Thrilled to be your host. Thanks everyone for tuning in live. Thanks everyone who's rocking the podcast. Hope everyone's off to a great start to their Thursday. Let's jump into it. Every Thursday is Leadership Thursday, but it is also Gut Check Thursday. Let's talk about the workout. Okay, a little more involved this week. So it's kind of a two-parter here. So we've got a 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And that's going to be of dumbbell Russian swings. You heard that right. Dumbbell swings. So we're going to be grabbing the top of that 50 or 35, swinging that up to eye level. Okay, and we're going to be alternating that as far as a 10, 10, 9, 9 with single arm alternating dumbbell push jerks. Okay, so we're going to be push jerking from the top, switching hands because we're alternating, other side. And again, same scheme, right? 10, 9, 8, all the way down. Now, when we're done doing that, alternating between the swings and the jerks, you're going to rest for 3 minutes. Then you're going to knock out 55 dumbbell swings and 55 in a row, single arm alternating push jerks for time. So you've got this kind of descending ladder going back and forth between movements. Then you've got these big chunks, 55 and 55. This should be grippy. This should be interesting. So please knock out Gut Check Thursday if you can. Tag us. We always love watching the videos of everybody getting after it. I will try to hit this one this afternoon. As far as upcoming courses, we got a bunch of them this weekend. We've got Fitness Athlete Live in Milwaukee. Extremity is going to be down in Baton Rouge with our friends at Delta. Lumbar is going to be out at Onward Bellingham over in Washington. Fitness Athlete Pregnancy and Postpartum, that's going to be Onward Cincinnati. And then we have Cervical Spine in Bloomington. Online wise, we have today is the last day, actually, in the last few hours right now, to sign up for Modern Management of the Older Adult Essential Foundations. I believe we have 4 spots left. And then Persistent Pain launches August 22nd. So lots of good stuff coming up. All right, team. Happy Leadership Thursday. Let's talk about how and why replicating your mentors is not the way. So first things first, it seems like it should work, right? You think to yourself, I'm following somebody who's got it together. I'm going to do what they're doing, maybe even make some small improvements, and this should get the job done, right? This should work. Now, I guess I'm not saying it wouldn't totally work. Like if having a decent job in their system is your long-term goal, that might be a reasonable strategy. But this is Leadership Thursday, right? And I just don't think that you're looking to fall in line to somebody else's system for your entire career. That really isn't the nature or the energy of Leadership Thursday. Many of you are looking to take a big step forward, right? You want to be a part of a seismic shift. You want to go into the unknown. And that is not by following that recipe, which asks the question, well, then what needs to happen to take a big step like that, to lead, to go into the unknown, to chart that course? What does success look like in that space? Well, to do that, you've got to solve a problem with an innovative solution that captures the emotional energy of the target population. That's the recipe for taking that big step forward. Now, what do I mean by innovative solution? I mean, you've got to be a part, your crew has got to make an advancement on the current methodology, right? However a given problem is currently being attacked, you've got to create a significant advancement to the way that's being done by leveraging current systems, current technology, current tools, etc. And again, by capturing the emotional energy of the day. Let me just give you an example that I think will be helpful, and then we'll unpack this a little further. So I think what John Childs and Evidence in Motion have done with DPT education is a wonderful example of this, right? So for many of you are aware, so I worked with South College, and South College partners with Evidence in Motion. And Evidence in Motion has really spearheaded this idea of totally transforming DPT education into this 2-year flipped classroom model. Now, very importantly, this is not traditional PT school done a little better, right? This is not following the current model, making a few tweaks and doing it a little bit better. This is a distinctly different way to go about physical therapy education, right? It looks completely different. The length is different. It is 2 years, not 3 years. It's done with flipped classroom. I do most of my teaching for South College from this seat right here, right? It's flipped classroom. We do all the didactic here, flipped classroom. Then we fly to Knoxville, spend a couple of weeks, do intensive labs, and fly back. It's shorter, it's flipped classroom, it leverages that technology. People don't need to move there, right? It's a completely different way of going about DPT education. Importantly, EIM's predecessors could not have done it like this because these tools weren't invented yet. We didn't have the ability to take exams like this and have remote security monitoring, have the ability to have 120 people on Zoom, and have things like Zoom Classroom that have evolved that space so it has that same classroom feel. The way that we do this could not have been done 15 or 20 years ago. That's what I'm talking about, using innovative solutions, using modern tech, modern tools to address a problem in a radically different way. This is not what was being done a little better. It is distinctly different. And I think just focusing on that is really important because that's where you begin to break away. Now, what about the emotional energy piece? Using the same example, well, there's so much chat about student debt. There's so much chat about, programs being bloated, right? Keeping students in for the extra year raises that tuition. And of course, they're not working, so they can't advance in their career. So by shortening, abbreviating, accelerating, that has really caught up a lot of the emotional energy of individuals looking to go into school because it's such a radically awesome solution to help to really address that current issue, which then becomes emotional. So now you've got a drastically different way of going about it that leverages modern tools that captures the emotional energy. And that's the recipe we're talking about. This is probably what your mentor did. Whoever you're currently following that you've really been captivated by, they probably did something very similar to this. They were innovative in their way. They captured the energy of their times. So when I say that replicating your mentor is not the way, I'm not saying that the way your mentor did it wasn't the way. I'm sure it was the way. That's why you're following them. What I am saying is it isn't the way now. Why? Times are different. If there's one thing we know for sure, times are always changing, right? Times are different. Systems are different. The tools that we can leverage are different. The emotional energy of our time is always going to be different than the emotional energy of the previous generation. Thus, a better version of the same approach will never create a meaningful step forward. If it was innovative in their time, by definition, it is not innovative in your time. I'm going to repeat those things one more time. A better version of the same approach will never create a meaningful step forward. If it was innovative in their time, by definition, it will not be innovative in yours. So simply replicating what they did will never take that step into something special, into the unknown, to elevate that you want to be a part of as leaders, that drives you. Okay, then what do we learn from mentors, right? We talk about mentorship all the time on the show, right? We know there's value. If replicating isn't the game, what is? Well, first of all, let's phase this thing out, right? When you take on mentorship, you do learn their system. That's the whole first part. And they can hack this for you. And that's the beauty of it, right? They took a really big step forward. To do so, they had to go through the crazy journey that is advancement, right? They had some wins, they had some losses, they had some struggles, there were blind spots they didn't see, but they took the step, they got it done. Now they can hack that for you, right? You don't need to take that same crazy journey to get where they got because they're already there. So the beauty is you don't have to take the same programs they did, right? They understand those things, and now they can distill and condense that information to expedite getting you to where they are. If you're taking the same classes or the same programs that your mentors took or developed, I would say, what's up with that? Like, right, if they went through all these classes when they were training and developing, they probably now have created things that are more efficient than that. The hope is that they can now expedite your progress. So you shouldn't be taking the same classes and courses. You should be going to them and saying, hey, hack that system for me. You already went the long way. What is the short way around so that I can get to innovation? But be humble during this process, right? The better you learn where they brought us, the better you understand where we currently sit before you take the baton, the better you're going to be able to see the need of where things have to go. So don't cheat your mentorship, right? Like, understand what it's doing and what it can't. But the better you learn where they brought us, the more you're going to be able to say, okay, I get where we are really well now. And because of that, I see the gaps and I see the opportunities. And that's now where their mentorship can shift gears. Now, once they've shown you where they brought us, now they can help you in that identification as you're saying, look, I think now we can go here. They can help you see that innovative solution. They can show you habits that allow them to be successful. And habits are ever relevant, right? The way you go about executing methodology, things like that, are going to work in any system. So they can now guide you in that space. They can help you give connections, right? And build trust equity with other people that you can build a team as you go into the unknown. All of these things are massively meaningful. That's what a great mentor does. They show you efficiently what they know, and they then support your liftoff into the unknown. But it is that second part. If you're really looking to lead, if you want to look back and say, me and my crew were a part of a significant advancement. We didn't just do what was already being done a little better. We learned that system. And then we took the current tools, the current tech, we figured out what the energy of our day was, and we did something distinctly different. And by different, I mean better. And it was because we did something better that we legitimately moved things forward. That can't be done by replicating the way your mentor did it. Because by definition, if it was relevant in their times, it can't be relevant in yours. So think about mentorship being two parts like that. Leveraging them to hack the current knowledge, and then leveraging their methods to take the knowledge to a space it's never been, that it never could have been, because those tools didn't exist when your mentor was developing. Learn their foundation, but know that at some point, if you're going to do something meaningful, you do have to jump off of it. And the best mentors know that. And they're going to see when you know what they've already known. And they're going to say, how can I now support you as we blast you or launch you into the unknown? And that's where leadership gets exciting. And that's what I hope you take from today's session. Team, replicating your mentor is not the way. Learning from your mentor and then using that knowledge to do something distinctly different that's never been done before, and using their support and systems to execute, that's the way. I hope that makes sense. Give it some thought. Hit me up with questions. Team, have a wonderful Thursday. As always, ptonice.com has all the goods. Thanks so much, everybody. Cheers.